Yo, what up, y'all? We're back with another video, and today is gonna be if I could send myself an old message. It's gonna be a message to my unprofitable self. So I'm gonna be simply recording a video as if I was sending it to my old self. Hopefully, you guys can get some value out of this. I think it would be pretty valuable to see what I struggled with and what I would tell myself if I could go back in time and have all the current knowledge now. Um, just for the concept of the video, if you don't know who I am, I've been trading for 4 years now. I've had a handful of really, really good months trading, specifically prop firms. I have a live account, but trading prop firms as well, mainly Top Step Alpha and a little bit of my fund of futures, even though I started off in Forex. And, my profitability was definitely delayed, is what I'd say. It was delayed, just like everyone else says, you hold yourself back at first. And so this is my message to holding myself back. So if you guys an update, had a pretty good month. Just reinvested a lot of my profits into scaling, and then averaging into the indices as well. Took some nice payouts from Top Step here recently. Just like a little verifiable proof right there. Those are from October. I think you can see the date right there. Yeah, October 24th, 23rd. And there's more if you keep scrolling down, but that's not the point of the video. So my first statement to my old self would be, when are you going to be satisfied? You have to understand, and again, reminder, this is a message to my old self. You have to understand that, you're never going to be satisfied with the mentality you have right now. You're a really good trader. You've become an even better trader, but your psychology needs to be in lock. And everyone says the cliche thing like, oh, keep your psychology in lock, yada, yada. But you have to have the mindset to be grateful. You have to be off the charts and be thankful. Win or lose, what you struggle at right now is when you get off the charts, are you appreciative of each day, whether it was a win or loss? Because I know for a fact that you were not appreciative of the day and you didn't value the day if it was a loss. It's as simple as that. You would tilt every single time you took a loss. Granted, we are good enough traders to where we can out trade the tilt sometimes, and we can have accuracy, and we can still get our occasional payouts and make money from the market just because of how skilled of a trader we are. And now imagine you quit doing that, you quit having your psychological blowups, and you just utilize the skill in your equity curve as if we're doing so now. You're halting your progress so much just because you're not, you're greedy. You're greedy, and you're not willing to accept a loss. And it's not nearly just accepting a loss. It's understanding that life is bigger than just the charts. That is your issue, and that was my issue so many of the early years starting, even when I became a very, very accurate trader, is I really only cared about the charts. I had too much an attachment to the money. Everyone says detach from the money, and they give you these reasons, but I'm here to tell you firsthand that I lived it. And if you're not detached from the money itself, you'll find yourself making dumb decisions because I'm valuing the money more than I'm valuing my religion, more than I'm valuing my friends outside of this, more than I'm valuing going out, enjoying the day. And it shows. I would be trading so well, and then I would have a massive blow up on the accounts because of the fact that I just can't log off after a loss. Granted, and I'm not encouraging this, but sometimes I was a good enough trader to actually make it out, and I'd be able to revenge trade my way back to success and still manage to get payouts. But that's obviously less sustainable, and that's extremely hard on your mental psychology and your mental health. It truly is. And so with that being said, my message to you is you have to be thankful for everything outside the charts. Charts are just a blessing to enhance things outside the charts. I'm grateful enough to have bettered myself in that area as of now, but the earlier you start doing it, the better things are going to be instantaneously, because whether you win or lose, you're still going to enjoy the day. And because I'm living off trading and social media purely right now. I'm obviously still a college student, but I'm still intending to just trade and do social media full time when I graduate. And every day is really a blessing, whether I win or lose, knowing that, I'm making income from something that does not require much hard manual labor. And you have to be thankful for that. And if you're not thankful for that, you're going to blow up. It's as simple as that. And you're not going to have a accurate representation of your equity curve. My second advice, and I'm going to do this three pieces of advice. Obviously, I just gave one in the message, but it will contain three. My second piece of advice is, obviously, you do deep research into backtesting and into data collection, but I would tell you right now that if I could go back, and I'm giving you this message right now, just do it now. Don't wait for people to force you to. Don't start digging around, right? If someone's watching this video, if one of you are watching this video, please begin collecting data like now. Don't wait, don't do no hesitation. Start as early as possible. Whether or not you have a system, you could be a beginner trader right now. Maybe you don't have that much information to work with. No. Start going back in price right now. Back testing, looking at previous data, recording things. Doesn't matter if you don't know what you're recording, because as you record, you're going to find things to record. That's what I'm getting at. Is that it doesn't matter obviously you need some sort of education to know what you're looking at, but no matter the baseline, once you start looking at all of these things, you start recording something, anything, it's as simple as your brain is going to grow. You're going to grow exponentially as you're reading price, as you're reading historical data. That if you want a chance of finding an edge in this market, and an edge in finding some sort of alpha generation of making money, something, is that you need to find something unique. Obviously, there's things on YouTube, but I believe in alpha decay. I believe that if enough people trade a certain type of way, it will get found. And so with that being said, start collecting your own data now. Start finding your own edge in the market. Obviously, integrate other people's edge that are proven, but start integrating your own edge right now. Start back testing, start writing, start journaling, because that's all good for your mental health and psychology. It truly, 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 truly is. Number 3, this is my last and final piece of advice, and this message told me, is that there's not a lot of data online about how to properly scale, in my opinion. I think there's some good information, but this is what I believe, is that there's another stage after the break even. It's not just unprofitable, break even, and profitable. There is a stage where it's losing, unprofitable, break even, and then it's making money from the market but giving it back. Everyone talks about, oh, you give money back to the market. But no, there's an actual stage before profitability, especially if you're trading prop firms, where literally you will be making payouts, getting consistent payouts, trading well. But for some reason, your bank is staying stagnant. And that's because of the fact that with prop firms and having to pay fees, yada, because trading is obviously a money transaction niche. Money is flowing in and out, and obviously prop firms are expensive. Is that you need to find a system for yourself to withstand the prop firm space. When you get a payout, your goal when you get this payout should not be scaling. Your goal should be making money and saving your money. That should really be your goal with trading. I wish someone would have told me this earlier, and so I'm telling it to you all now, and to my old self, is that with prop firms, you want to look to spend as least as possible. I'm serious. I got all these payouts, and I'm like, okay, let me put this money right back into it. Like, I want to get max allocation out. I advise against doing that. Do not scale too fast, because when you're scaling like that, that is not only, and I'm not saying you have bad risk management on the charts. What I'm saying is that you can have bad risk management in your bank as well. You can have bad risk management in your bank, and if you have bad risk management in your bank and you don't have the funds to have that properly allocated to where you're putting all of that money directly back into evaluations, just because of the fact, you can be a good trader and you can still win, right? I'm not saying you're a bad trader if this happens. What I'm saying is that if you put that money directly back into reinvesting into a large scalability, that is not the right step for most people, because 1, psychologically you might have a blowout. 2, the probabilities might be in your favor or not be in your favor if you're risking heavily, and so then you could lose these accounts. And if you do not have the money to properly withstand the hit you're about to take, that's going to put you back. Not just 1 step back, not just 2 step back, a multitude of steps backwards when you're trying to scale, because you're going to go from, okay, I just got this big payout, time to start scaling. Boom, you put all this money back in. Okay, you just blow these accounts. All right, I'm going to do it one more time. And holy shit, okay, now I barely have enough money to, 1, live, food, sustainability, and then as well as keep my prop firms alive, buy another evaluation, pay the subscription. These are all things you need to factor in. And this is my advice. Instead of immediately being like, okay, let's go for max allocation. Okay, let's really start scaling. No, keep this account that you got the payout on alive. And if you blow it after the payout, okay, do another account, just a singular one, maybe 2 at most, right? And begin to start getting those payouts and really building up the capital, especially if you're working a job too. That's going to be helpful. Really keep building up the capital in your bank before you start scaling, because it's going to make it so much less stressful. And it's going to make it actually faster. Some people, there's luck in trading occasionally. Some people get lucky. They get max allocation. Oh my gosh, max payout on 20 accounts. Yada. That's unlikely for a majority of people. Okay, that's unlikely for a majority of people. Even if you have a working system, it's sometimes, that's just how it goes. So you have to understand that. You're not going to, probabilities are probabilities. There's a real statistics. And so now, let's say you have $1,000 in your bank account, or a set amount in your bank account. You're like, okay, I just made this much money. I'm going to reinvest all of that into, getting max allocation. And then not only, right, does that hurt you psychologically? Some people, you could be built for it, but let's say they blow it as well. That puts your bank account down to the point where, okay, now I have to be careful. I have to adjust my trading strategy to be able to just trade a singular account. Like now, I can't aggressively trade these evals. Let's say you're getting payouts consistently, yada yada, off of this account. Nice, got in a few payouts. What you should be doing is trading the evaluation aggressively, in my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I trade the evals aggressively. And again, a message to my old self. Y'all are just listeners. Is you can trade the eval aggressively, right? If it's a singular eval or maybe two. Because then, you can leverage harder and start getting these payouts and milking payouts, I guess, quote unquote, faster, if that's what you want to do it. But if you keep that mentality of how you found these bigger payout success in the first place and you immediately try to jump to a larger level, hypothetically, if that does not work, and again, just because it doesn't work doesn't mean you're a bad trader. If that does not work, that's going to push you back so much because now you're going to have to adjust the way that you trade a singular eval. You're like, holy shit, I didn't over risk on the charts, right? I've seen productivity and I've seen success risking the certain way, but now I have to adjust to how I'm risking because I can't afford to be blowing these evals anymore. That is not what you should be really doing. You should find a consistent flow. And if I would have found this flow earlier, I would have gotten payouts more consistently. I would have had less stress managing how my risk is being managed because risk management is a skill and it's a science. And so with that being said, be very, 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 very smart with how you scale. Very, very smart with how you scale because eventually, if you keep putting in the work and you find some sort of success and edge in the marketplace, you're going to get a payout. And when you get this payout, it's going to be very detrimental to the speed in which you find your goals, which you find your success, you're able to actually thrive off trading. You're going to push yourself back way further, and it's going to take a really extended, longer period of time, especially if you're relying on a 9-to-5, a job, or income that can't be retrieved quickly. This is going to put you way back if you do not use proper risk management in your bank account as well. Scaling is an art. It's not something that just happens. It's not something to be lighthearted. Oh, I'm going to go for max allocation. No, this is an art, and it should be considered an art. And I wish there was more seriousness online about the reality of scaling. And if you're really starting from the mud, if you're starting from nothing, you're really coming from nothing, and you're trying to make trading work, there needs to be a major emphasis on being smart and careful. Because these are the times when you see people be like, okay, I just left my job. I've been trading, and then they have to go back and work a job. Or, oh, okay, like, damn, my family just kicked me out the house because I can't pay rent. I was having so much success. What just happened? And for some people, these are canon events, but I'm here to tell you right now, it does not need to be, but you have to be smart. That is my message to my old self. Hope you guys found some value in this video. Again, this is probably the first time you've seen my face or heard my voice. Not heard my voice, I'm tripping. But it's probably the first time you see my face in a face cam or had a video like this where I'm just purely speaking, no really cuts or edits. And let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed it. And if you stayed all the way till the end, what should you say in the comments? Just comment like ICT or something, just some brain rot. Just comment something so I know you stayed to the end, because bro, if you stay to the end, you're really trying to improve, and you should see props to that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.